In the past, before she was Wonder Woman, Diana was just another contestant in the tournament to decide which Amazon will earn the right to go to man's world. She has conquered every opponent that had stood in her way. Only one final challenge remains and one final enemy Diana must defeat, an older, more experienced warrior who hides behind a helmet, just like Diana hides behind a mask. Diana's opponent asks for her name as a sign of honor. Diana replies that honor is won by swords, not by surrender. If the older, more experienced Amazon wants Diana's name, she will have to earn the right to listen to it. The older Amazon begins to lose her patience and begins to brag about her accomplishments. Diana has listened to all of her stories, but even so, the right to decide who Diana is belongs to Diana and Diana alone. The time for words has passed and the battle begins. The two warriors keep her distance from one another until Diana strikes first. Her sword is blocked by her opponent's shield. Diana presses on the attack, but her opponent hits her on the face with her shield. Diana spits blood. The older Amazon thinks that, perhaps now, Diana will learn some humility and respect for her betters, but Diana still has fire in her heart and, ironically enough, her opponent begins to like her. They cross swords yet again and the fight continues until the older Amazon stabs Diana across her stomach and pins her to a wall. She continues to demand for her name, but Diana replies that her name doesn't matter. All that matters now is that she has two swords and her opponent is unarmed. She holds the two blades right next to her opponent's neck and demands for her name. The older Amazon takes off her helmet, revealing long, flowing blonde hair and her name, Emily. In the present, Wonder Woman finds herself in a large, open field with the U.S. military standing in front of her. They have sent a single man, Steve, to talk some sense into her. Steel knows he and Diana already have some history together, which is why Steve was chosen. Steve himself is unsure of what can he do. For all his accomplishments, even he doesn't know how to get past the impossible. Wonder Woman tells Steve that she doesn't want to hurt anyone, especially the soldiers who are just doing their duty, but she has a mission to fulfill. Steve desperately begs Wonder Woman to stop whatever she is doing. If she continues on this crusade, she'll only get herself killed. She is not fighting some wacky supervillain, but the U.S. military. Wonder Woman tells Steve the same thing he told Emily all those years ago: nobody can tell her who she is other than herself. Steve walks away and reports his failure to Steel, who had been looking forward to a fight with Wonder Woman after she crushed his hand. The battle begins and the soldiers begin loading up their heavy artillery while helicopters, jets and tanks rush out into the battlefield. A barrage of bombs and missiles shower Diana with fire that consumes the entire field, but Wonder Woman rushes out of the smoke, unharmed and ready for a fight. In her heart, she carries the same fire that led her to do battle against Emily all those years ago. She uses her lasso, tiara and even her hands to take apart each and every weapon standing in her way. Metal weapons melt easily when facing the fire of a goddess. Steel orders infantry to engage and they comply, emptying their cartridges against a warrior who easily deflects their shots and brings a tank down on an entire squad. She tells everyone present that she doesn't want to fight, but if they provoke her, she will fight to win. The soldiers break their lines and retreat. Even after all these years, Diana, the Wonder Woman, remains unconquered.